December 25th and it's Christmas morning, so hopefully you guys are having a great day with your family there at home. And today we're going to make a great breakfast and we're going to make a Spanish omelet, or otherwise known in Spain as a tortilla. Now again, very different than a Mexican tortilla, because you know a Mexican tortilla is basically a flat piece of bread. But in Spain, if you ask for tortilla, this is what you're going to go ahead and get. So totally different in Spain, or also in Cuba, it's also known as a tortilla. A lot of different ingredients we can put into it, and I'm going to give you some examples here. I'm going to start getting some of the ingredients ready. And the good thing about it is my mom, you know, when we were young, whatever we had at home that day, chop it up, we put it in there. I remember she would do little chopped up homemade potatoes. She'd fry them up, she'd put them in there. Ham, chorizo, onions, bell pepper, whatever it was that we had at home. So that's why today I want to go ahead and show you what I'm going to go ahead and do this morning, and kind of give you an idea of the prep. And then we're going to go to the cooking part, because it does have some few things that you have to be very careful of to make it come out right and make it come out fluffy. So I'm going to go ahead and share some of those tips and tricks that my mother taught me, and I'll go ahead and share it with you guys. So again, for me, especially like a day like this, it brings back a lot of memories for me. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get all the ingredients prepared, and we'll go into actually cooking the tortilla. So here we go. All right, so you can see some of the ingredients that I've chosen to do today. We've got a little bit of bell peppers in there that we've chosen to put in there. We have a Spanish chorizo, and again, very different than the Mexican chorizo, because as you can see, this is very firm and it's very meaty, versus the Mexican chorizo. It has a lot of fat and probably some other meat products that you don't want to know about. Other than that, we did do some ham here, and then I was just finishing off here with some of the onions that we're going to go ahead and dice up to go ahead and get in there. So I'm going to get all of these things ready, prepared, and then we're going to go ahead and get the eggs, get everything ready, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how the actual cooking part happens. So here we go. All right, so now we have all our ingredients diced and ready to go. So we're going to go on to the next step, and you can see here today I'm going to be doing an omelet. I think I have 8 eggs in here. Yeah, so that will feed probably about 3 to 4 people. So again, you can do it as many as 12 eggs, you know, or 18 eggs, but of course it's going to take a little bit longer to go ahead and do that with that many eggs. But we do have the eggs, and we're going to put a little bit of salt in there, of course, to go ahead and get the proper salt in there. So there we go, got a little bit of salt. And then one trick, we're going to use a little bit of either half and half if you have it, or cream, because that's going to make your eggs a lot fluffier. So we're going to pour the cream in there, and let's go ahead and beat our eggs. And then again, it's very fluffy with the cream in there. Put just a little bit more cream, a little splash more. Why not, right? Got to make it good. It is Christmas after all. So again, we're going to go ahead and get all these eggs whipped up here, ready to go. And then what we're going to do the next step is we're going to go ahead and start browning some of the ingredients. We do have the Spanish chorizo, and again, remember, not the same thing as Mexican chorizo. So Spanish chorizo. We do have the ham, onions, bell peppers, and again, anything else that you really like in an omelet, it's a good thing to put in there. So from there, let me go ahead and we'll go up to the stove and start getting some of these things browned, and you'll kind of see where we go from there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get started. And the first ingredient we're going to put in there is going to be the chorizo, to go ahead and get that up there nice and seared, and then bring those flavors out. And again, it'll release some of the fat from the chorizo. So wow, you can smell that already. It smells incredible. And again, there's nothing like a nice Spanish chorizo. And as you can tell, this chorizo is very meaty, and it's got, like I say, a good consistency. Okay. So from there, after that, let's go ahead and throw in some of the onions, so we can get those browned up a little bit. So the onions in there. Hopefully I can go ahead and see through all the smoke. But again, the flavors are definitely coming out, and the smells are just incredible. Throw some bell peppers in there. Not everybody likes bell peppers, so if that's up to you, don't have to go ahead and do it. But just again, great smell. That's there. So finally after that, let's go ahead and throw our ham in there. There we go. And just all brown that in there. Just get all those flavors mixing and becoming one. So saute this here a little bit, probably for about 1 or 2 minutes, just to go ahead and release all the flavors and get all your veggies or whatever you're going to put in there nice and caramelized, which you can actually see. There's a lot of onions when I put it in there first, but now the onions have basically kind of disappeared. So that's kind of the point that we need to get to. So then now what we're going to do is we're going to get to the point where we need to get the eggs. So we do have the eggs that I'm going to bring over here. All right, so now that you can see, I've actually put all of the ingredients that we had sauteed there and cooked, and I mixed it up in with the eggs. And you can look and see everything there. We're going to give it a little bit more of a mix here to go ahead and mix all the flavors and everything together with the eggs. And then now we're going to put the pan as low as possible on a very low heat. Because again, this is going to take some time to cook. If not, you're going to burn the eggs. So let me go ahead and just throw everything in here. And I'll show you a couple more tricks. Let me just go ahead and get all the last little things in here. And so there we go. It's starting to look nice. So now from this point, we actually have two different options. We can take this, we can put it in the oven at a low temperature and go ahead and finish it off, which is pretty easier. Or I'm going to show you one more trick. And I don't know if you noticed that I had another pan over here, that I've got this one actually really hot. So I got this pan that's really hot. I'm just going to take this pan, take it, cover up the other one. It just becomes like a little bit of a little double boiler. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to touch it. We're going to leave it there for probably between 5 and 10 minutes, so somewhere in that range, and then we'll look at it and we'll see what it is. But for right now, very low heat. We're not going to touch it. We're going to leave it alone, and then let's see what happens. All right, so we are finally finished, and we are ready to go ahead and cut this. And as you can see now, why the kids call it egg pizza. But we're going to go ahead and cut this up here. And then we have one of our special guests here that was picky, didn't want cheese.